First off, rest in peace, neighborhood nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building business, it's that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics. Stick and move, Javante Davis.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, B. Cannon, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, Faith Overseas.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
What up, good people out there, man? As around here, how me and my bro said, get the pod, man. It's a brand new week, new episode 220. And you got your 3 favorite bros from your favorite pod's favorite pod. 3-Man Weave podcast. Who I got with me?
You already know who it is, your boy Hill. And Hill gonna heal regardless, baby. Let's get it.
And you already know what it is. You got your boy AJ. God damn it, KD. You owe me one, dog. You owe me one.
Or what?
You owe me one.
1 or 2?
That turnover?
Two, god damn it. Matter of fact, just make it 3. What the?
What the you did it because it was your screen on it.
Hold on, wait.
It's a celebration, boy. What is going on?
What?
I don't know what the hell just happened.
You did something, man. What was the 2
bro,
though?
The turnover and then not boxing out against the Spurs, dog.
Yeah. Well, I don't think, bro, the box out would have mattered, bro. It would have been Space Jam. It wouldn't have mattered, bro.
He ain't Space Jam, but he built like one of the Monstars.
He could have Space Jam before already.
He can, but KD can at least try. God damn. I'm really trying to figure out what the fuck I just did though. That shit kind of tripped me out.
That was hilarious.
Hey,
we should leave that for the promo.
1, 2, 3.
It's your boy B. Cannon and Hill. Where can they find us at, man?
You catch us behind the balloons. You catch us all over the podcast platform, 3-Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3-Man Weave _ You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. Man, let's get it. Let's just start off on a sour note. Fortunately, we lost a legend, Bob Knight, basketball legend at that, I mean, it's really, he lived a long life,
Yeah.
His legacy is intact. It is what it is when it comes to Bob Knight. But like I say, you're a legend on the basketball court, college basketball, put out a lot of, stars in the league, championships. He got his transgressions, he had a little attitude issues.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be,
we'll be generous and okay, I understand.
He had a lot of attitude issues. You know what time it was with Bob Knight.
Yeah.
You ain't coming off here with it, bull. But
But I don't think he would want to apologize for it. So that was him. So
yeah, absolutely. That's exactly who it is, who he is. So want to say
tables, ladders, and chairs. He'll throw them all at you.
Yeah, facts, man.
The original.
But you know what it is? It didn't stem from a bad place. It all stemmed from passion of the game. So I can respect it. And another thing that I think a lot of people don't know about Bob Knight, and this happens a lot in all different type of industries and walks of life. There's always the legends are connected, man. It's like you do know that Coach K played for this man. So when you think about,
wasn't you on that team?
Huh? You said what?
Huh?
But yeah, so it's like when you think about what Coach K has been able to do in basketball, also what Bob Knight been able to do, and how it's like he passed the torch. So it's like, I want to know if Coach K gonna have somebody that can carry the torch from him that he passed the knowledge to. So, but the greats seem to always just be connected like that, man. It's like they always, when you're great at something, like Bob Knight was great at coaching basketball, it's like they always find a person or a conduit to channel their their energy to pass on whatever they knew. So,
Red,
RIP to the legend.
yeah, not to squirrel us off topic too much, but Adam Fuller, actually the defensive coordinator for Florida State, he actually said something kind of similar to that, where he was like, "Yo, when you're coming up through the coaching ranks, it feels like this giant ocean, and it's just so much going on, and you feel like a tiny drop. But then as you start to rise up, you really actually start to realize how small." The world is, and you actually start to see your network, because he's like, yo, in consecutive weeks, it's like I've played, like we ended up going against Duke. He was on the same staff as Mike Elko with the head coach of Wake Forest, and the defensive coordinator and strength coach and stuff like that. They were all on the same staff, and you start to see it in a lot of these other places. So it's like that's one of the things you really like to see when it not just when it comes to the greats, but when you see someone doing it, that's truly how you can kind of measure your success.
Fact.
The success of others that came behind you. And I think, being able to see that tree, as we always like to say, especially in football, it's like, that's really how you've reached the pinnacle of success, because not only did you have success, you paved the way for others to follow in your footsteps, and maybe even in some cases excel what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, man, RIP to Bob Knight.
Facts.
Condolences to his family and everybody that's affected by his untimely passing. Oh man, but we're gonna transition as smooth as we can. The network is growing. The network is growing. We got a lot of shows on the YouTube channel that we are definitely, very proud of, that we are trying to build this community, and people are understanding that it is a community of amongst each other.
Mm-hmm.
And, new show that we got coming up, about boxing. We got Anthony, of course, AJ, and Brian, of course, they're going to go more in depth when it comes to boxing. I know we touch on boxing. I mean, I just say,
don't like me, bro. Like,
I didn't say anything.
You must miss me, bro. Like, it's all right, man. You fucking with me.
That was the title, bro. We get back on track. Like you say, I know some certain times, we touch on boxing here, and it seems like sometimes some of the topics are rushed. We can't get it all through the boxing topic. So they figured, let's go have our own boxing show, strictly about boxing. That's why the title is About Boxing. So essentially we're going to give you a little preview. And I know that being the boxing aficionados that you guys are, you didn't want to touch on the celebrity type of fights, and I'm alluding to is this fight right here. We didn't want to talk about this because we're not really fans of the Jake Paul era of fights and stuff like that. And this kind of felt along the same lines.
No, so let me interrupt you. I won't even say
Absolutely.
like because I'm not putting this in the category of the Jake Paul fights, because I don't want to see those. I put this in the category of the Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, and I still didn't want to see that shit. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But at least with this, it's like it's actual two professional fighters who have made a career out of fighting, and Ngannou he's a champion in his respective sport, and so I still don't want to see it. And I'm glad he showed up, because I'm always down for what Issa Rae said, but it's like in some parts I don't know what to believe, man.
You know what?
If that makes sense, you get what I'm saying? Like,
he beat that boy.
But
as far as what
he going
like,
all right, you all right?
I don't know what to believe, because it's just like, man, sometimes some of this stuff, like I be feeling like those Jake Paul fights are for show. You know what I'm saying? And they get out there, they do their thing, they make their money, they drum up their interest, but that winner is already pre-planned. Like, hey, do enough, we're gonna make it entertaining, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna do this. And I think that is what happened, but I think it may have been taken too far. And so I don't know if they both gave they all, or if Ngannou he was like, hey, I'm not about to throw this, but Fury thought, hey, we just about to be in here and have some fun, and then they gonna proclaim me the winner and whatnot. So it's just like, I don't even know what to believe. But I am glad that Ngannou showed up and he held his own. But that bothers me because now I think more MMA fighters are going to try and come over into boxing, and I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Cannon, the floor is yours.
I just hate how the fight was scored. I had to watch the fight on. I think this is one of the few fights in a long time that I haven't seen live. I actually was working that night, but when I had an opportunity to rewatch it, I just round by round, I felt like Ngannou won the fight. So it was like just for Fury to, it goes back to what AJ said. It's like I feel like this might have been predetermined. So it's like I don't know if like he said, like we're gonna go in there, we're gonna mix it up, but they're gonna announce me the winner. But I feel like maybe Ngannou, like he from hard beginnings, humble beginnings. So he probably was like, you know what? Hell no, I ain't laying down. And people in the past, have been bought off before, and decided, in the ring that I'm not gonna go through with the dive, or and this is going back all the way to the Joe Johnson era. Like, I'm not saying Joe Johnson did it, but people have been known to, accept money or accept bribes or accept payoffs and then have a change of heart. But I just felt like, bro, the sport is the sport. We should score it as we see fit. We wouldn't want in the NBA for a made basket not to be counted as a made basket. We wouldn't want someone who clearly crossed the goal line in the NFL to not get their 6 points. So it's like if someone wins a boxing round,
I just said we still don't even know what a catch is, but
yeah, we don't. That's 100% facts. And we also, to that point, we want people who catch the ball to, you know what I mean? Back when we was in Little League, when we knew what a catch was, we want that to still be a catch. But like, don't rape a guy who, and excuse that, I shouldn't have used that word. So don't do a guy dirty who
don't grape him.
who put in the work, who trained, and then actually performed on the day of. So it's like, I just find it hard to believe if the rounds are even close. If the rounds are close, right, and I'm being objective, and Ngannou scores a knockdown and Fury doesn't, then I think that gives him an edge, because one of those rounds should be a 10-8 round. Am right or wrong?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so
100%.
That was my only gripe, is like, you don't have a knockdown and then you're the clear winner. So it's like not even a draw. You know what I'm saying? The draw could have made it better. So it's like, hey, that was my only gripe about it. But in the words of my co-host Hill, boxing business. So
I got a I got a quick take. I actually just thought Fury just slept on him. Like, I think he looked out of shape. Quite honest, I know he got a flabby build anyway, but he kind of looked out of shape. He didn't seem like he took this serious as well as he did, and he got knocked down. Oh, you definitely caught one. You definitely caught one. You definitely caught. But and I know he said he wanted to do a rematch, and I feel that he definitely should not do a rematch. Because I feel that Fury, this is the same thing that happened with Fury when he fought Wilder. You know what I'm saying? I guess I know the first round, he took it serious, but he got caught.
Mm-hmm.
He got caught and it ended up being the draw. But then that second fight, it was not even close.
Yeah,
he took it way more serious, and he beat that boy.
Take it personal.
So I feel that he definitely should. I think he should go. I know I seen a report. I think is Eddie Hearns. That's his name.
Yeah,
the promoter. He was trying to get AJ and the fake AJ to fight him. And I feel, and I've seen another report, report that maybe he'll fight Wilder. Hey, if this is what it's gonna take for to get the fight that we want to see,
yeah,
because he put on a performance that we do want to. I can speak for myself that we do want to see him again in this ring. And if he takes it seriously as well as he did against Fury, maybe he can go against some of these other opponents and let's get and stay in boxing.
Yeah, but, and the only thing that I'll say is why I believe he will continue is because
the money.
And it's the money. So he gonna keep going for that. So I'm not telling him to stop. It's just I'm just saying as a boxing fan, I'm kind of just like over, the crossovers. It's like
Get back.
I'm not trying to see Chad, play play cornerback in the NFL right now. You know what I'm saying?
But what if he plays it at a high level?
I don't think that he's playing it at a high enough level where he could be in the NFL.
You know, I mean,
Yo,
he just beat
bruh.
the best. No, we talking about boxing. We talking about he beat the best. He beat the best.
Right. Once again, I have my I have my apprehensions. So that's all I'm saying.
But
that's
I
all
honestly feel like he deserves one more crack in Ngannou. Like I feel like if he wants one more shot, I ain't speaking for nobody else, but I feel like he at least earned that because whatever skills that he had in his respective sport, he put those aside and he homed in on just the pugilistic part of it. And he showed up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Showed up
100%.
12 rounds with the lineal heavyweight champ. There's heavyweights that can't do that.
That's what but I mean,
that's why I'm still skeptical, but okay.
I
just feel like
there's nothing I could do for you.
Because of the knockdown and the decision, I feel like he earned another shot. I'm not a fan of these either, but I don't like discrediting people, and I feel like he earned that. So it's like
I'll ask you off camera about it more in depth. But shouts out to the Texas Rangers, man.
Yeah, we called the hill.
I mean, you know what time it is with the baseball. They handle business.
Yeah.
Even like say with Garcia,
man.
He got injured. People got a little scared. But the boys is battle tested, man. They had a lot of people that I'm not sure that people was familiar. They won some championships other places.
Yeah.
They've been to the World Series other places. With these teams is battle tested, like, man. And shouts out to the Diamondbacks. They didn't fold.
Yeah.
They just lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just tough. It was tough, but I think it was a matchup that not a lot of people predicted nor expected.
Absolutely.
But it was like I said, it was
good for the game.
It was hard fought. People, like I said, started to realize like, oh, these teams got some dogs on them. Mm-hmm. So I think it's one of those things that it's going to be a nice springboard for both of those teams, especially how the Rangers ended the season. You never really want to end the season like that. You want, like they always say, you want to kind of end it hot, but for them to kind of turn things around and when it mattered, they went after it. So hey, congrats to them.
I know I've been Texas radio
AL West team. So
yeah. Another, Texas radio I hear, when I'm listening to my Cowboy stuff, sometimes they bring up Rangers, And one of the points that they was making is, like you said, they went forward in the trade deadline. Like you said, they was in a good position when it came to, I believe they might have been in first place when it came to the trade deadline, and they still made moves that was necessary, that helped them, propelled them to win this World Series. And that's what you like to see from your team, that say you in position. You just don't sit on your laurels. You don't sit on your hands. You actually go for it. So that goes for all sports. It's like I say, it's not the fact that just because it happened in baseball. It goes for all sports. And I'm not subliminally just saying it for my team. I'm just actually commending the Rangers for actually doing that. Like you say, you love to see when you see a window, like you say, with candlelight, to say, hey, you take that crowbar and crank it open,
man.
And do what you got to do. And shouts out to them, man. Like you say. Shouts out to them. This is their first World Series title. Like I say, so definitely, the city of Arlington, Dallas, Fort Worth, it's definitely gonna be lit.
Yeah.
Parade on the way.
First, I like
parade on the way.
The fact that we got two unexpected teams in the World Series or the Fall Classic. I like to attribute that to the fact that baseball heard the gripes from the generations, and they wanted to update the games, and they implemented new rules this year. I went to several baseball games this year live, enjoyed myself. Didn't feel like I stayed there too long. It was just the right amount of time. I've been able to watch baseball on TV this year, and it was enjoyable. And I feel like that the new style of play, the Diamondbacks and the Rangers were able to adjust to it better than everybody else.
Mhm.
Um, and kudos to them. But also for the Rangers, just to note that this is a team that has a huge. This not no small market team. Like this is a big market team with a huge fan base that just has never won. So I think it's a beautiful story for them to finally be able to get over the hump, get that jerry curl. They jank curled all the way, man. So, and that don't happen much. We don't see that happen much. So it's like kudos to them. Also, it's like Max Scherzer. That's one of my guys. So it's like happy to see him, put a ring on it. Like they said, like they say in the song, man. So, but just a good story for baseball, and I'm excited about next year, man. Hopefully, my team.
Take notes.
Yeah, and I ain't even gonna mention my team, just not to steal their thunder, but just hopefully
Mhm.
my team could make the proper adjustments, learn to when, like Hill said, when that window is because my team had a window, but we ain't want to put that crowbar up under that thing, and we
Mhm.
ain't want to go for it, man. So it's like, hey, kudos to both of these teams and to the Diamondbacks, man. Dang, it's tough to fall short, but hopefully, y'all recoup and be right back at it next year, man. But also hat tip to the Rangers. Excellent,
Absolutely.
100%.
excellent baseball.
Absolutely. Y'all ready?
Yep.
All right. We got all that out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out we gave everybody they just do, but you know what I'm saying? This is what we are.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I
Yeah.
almost messed up the whole
We
podcast.
had a trade.
Yep.
We had a
Did
trade.
we? Yeah, the
Yeah.
NFL trade line just passed, right?
We're gonna
Yeah.
get there, my brother. We're gonna get there, my brother. But we had a trade that we was definitely waiting for. We was
Uh-huh.
definitely waiting
I
for.
know it.
You know it, man. James Harden finally.
Hill been definitely waiting for it.
Oh my God, this been the most annoying. This might have been the most annoyed I've ever been with an NBA story, bro. Like, be quite honest. Like, this thing lingered way too long, and we'll get in depth when it comes to the pieces that they got. But like I say, they finally made the trade. They finally just folded. They finally just say, you know what, it is what it is. We got to get them up out of here.
Yeah.
This is that. So before I go, quick little rant.
Oh, I let you.
This is why I was so adamant for Dame to get exactly what he wanted. I'm like, Dame, just go ahead, go to Miami, get to Miami, because what did Dame do wrong this offseason? Dame was quiet. He went on shows and talked about nothing about the Blazers, nothing about a trade. He kept
Yeah.
it cordial. He kept it professional. He kept it 10 toes down. He kept it solid. And what did they do? Now, granted, they did him a favor. They traded him to a contending team. I get it,
Mhm.
but that's not where he wanted to go. And then I'll rewind, take it back a little bit further. Donovan Mitchell, he didn't say a word. He was on the block, and of course they knew he wanted to go to New York. He didn't say a
Mhm.
word. He didn't bash the team. He didn't say nothing negative. He didn't do anything negative. He didn't like any posts on Twitter. He didn't like no pictures on IG. He just kept it 10 toes down, kept it solid. And what did they do? Traded him to Cleveland. Now you two have always said, I do not care about your request. I'm
Mhm.
getting the best deal for me. And I have always said, cool, I understand. I'm with you. I've never gave y'all any pushback.
Mhm.
I never gave y'all any pushback on that. But for this man, James Harden, to get every damn trade that he wanted by acting the way that he acted is ridiculous, bro. Like this is ridiculous, bro. In Boogie Cousins' voice.
But let me
Boogie Cousins' voice. This is
and
ridiculous. And I hope
and
the world is listening.
and I hope the world is listening. But that's where I'm about to go.
Oh man,
In
that
in
brought me to
Houston,
tears,
in
bro.
Houston, who was facilitating the trade for James Harden?
Huh?
Daryl Moore.
All right. And so when you're doing that, that was their kind of first stint. Daryl Morey packaged his kind of, career in that part to James Harden. So it was like, okay, you did, a good move for me.
What you talking about to get him?
Yeah, to get him. So like,
Yeah.
and they kind of were working in tandem. So when it failed, he was like, okay, I'm gonna do everything I can for James Harden and stuff like that. And he babied him, allowed him to do all these things, did not hold him accountable, didn't kind of do what we say, and gave him everything he wanted from the time that he got there. He wanted Chris. What was it? He wanted Chris Paul. What'd he do? Win got him.
First, he wanted Dwight.
Okay, first he wanted Dwight. What'd he do?
I got Dwight.
That's bad.
Okay, then he wanted Chris Paul. What'd he do?
That's bad.
Hey.
Then he got Chris Paul. Then he got Russell Westbrook.
Then he got Russell Westbrook. It still didn't work. And then what he say? I won out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Where did he say he would only go?
Philly and Brooklyn.
Right. And so what he ended up doing.
Matter of fact, Daryl Morey was gone the year before then, and I think Daryl Morey
was already
in Philly. That's why he wanted to go to Philly.
Right. And so
the first time.
Right. And doing that, he couldn't get his way, but he ended up, getting to one of the teams that he wanted to go to. So they he acted a fool. He saw that it worked. He said, hey, yeah, like if I don't get what I want, I'm going to act a fool and make y'all get rid of me. What did we mean? And that's what me and Cannon was saying. Hey, trade his ass to Utah because you're setting a precedent.
Mm-hmm.
And they set the precedent. And so they went, traded him. He, got the Brooklyn and all of that stuff. And then he started acting out in Brooklyn. I don't know, because I don't know what came first, the chicken or the crazy. Was it James Harden or was it Kyrie that kind of ended those things?
One of the two, man.
I think it was Kyrie with the jab.
Kyrie went full
Shaquille, practice.
Shaquille Sunflower.
Yeah. So then he kind of was like saying like, okay, cool, let me get out of here. And it ended up being a perfect storm because Daryl Morey was in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And they had an asset that they wanted to get rid of that they couldn't get on the court. So it was just like, all right.
He's so trash now, too, man. Had him on a parlay for 8 points. Boy had 4.
I don't know why you ever put money on
8 points.
For who?
Ben Simmons, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why you would put no money on that.
I had him 8 points, bro.
Them odds must have been crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
plus
8, bro.
Plus 2100.
I said, bro, you can't get 8, bro. They was talking about he was supposed to be. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Now I'm just to cut it short here. All I'm saying is this is why Dame and those other players didn't get what they wanted because they didn't act a fool. And of course that's sad, but the only real player that we've ever seen do this is James Harden.
Yeah.
But that's the point. So it's just like, yo, these other GMs in front offices, they're like, hey, bro, like if we can get what we want to send you there, we will. Because they did try to make trades, but it's just like when you're doing that, you're also killing your trade value. So it's like I can't just say, oh, we're only gonna work with Miami to send you to Miami because then they're gonna send us a bullshit deal. We ain't really rocking with that because we still got jobs to handle. With James Harden,
Miami deal was bad. That was
right.
That was the only one thing about it, right?
Right. And so with James Harden, it's like, hey, I'm only going to the Clippers, and they like, hey, well, we want Terrence Mann, and they be like, for what? Why? Keep him. You get what I'm saying?
Put the graphic back up before I go, because
it's going.
Because one thing I want to say is I do stand firm on what AJ and I said, but there is plenty validity in what in your rant, Hill.
Right.
And what I want to say is Daryl Morey did like you did, and he felt like, oh, we were attached. So let me do right by him, right? And what Harden do when he got to LA? He basically pulled out the strap and shot him in the back, bro. You heard
he did that shit when he was in China. Daryl Morey is a liar.
You know what I mean? You heard the press conference, so it's like, bro, for all that, Daryl Morey, if you did like Hill said and you strung it out this long, pause, then you should have just you should have sent them to Utah then. You should have made sure, because when I look at this, you got Covington, decent piece. Morris, which they don't even say which Morris it is, because it
No, it's
don't
Mark.
even
It's Mark. That's the good one.
don't even matter.
He the good one. He the good
You know,
one.
we got Nicholas Batum, we got Martin, and we got okay. I like the 2026 first, but that's far as hell. You know what I'm saying? that's 3 years from now, 2.5 if you know what I mean, if you being real. And then you get a second, which is nothing. A second round picks are nothing in the NBA draft, bro. You get a 24 and a 29. It's like, I don't think you got a good return on your investment. It's like you're looking out for a guy who done bit the hand that fed him before. Then you know what I mean, you trying to look out for him, like AJ said, because we came in this thing together. Trying to do right by you, and as soon as you get to LA, you badmouth us in the press conference. So it's like, man, I 100% agree with what AJ and I said, that they should have stood firm. But it's like, I hate the fact that Daryl Morey gave in to and strung it out this long. So yes, I agree with you. Hill, it's been super annoying, man, and I still don't think that the Clippers have enough to win.
So now we about to take it to both teams' perspective, and let's say with we want to start with the Clippers first.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's start with the Clippers first. Of course, now they have Harden, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Kawhi, team. They have a nice team on paper. Like I said, it's a nice team.
What have we always said about the on paper teams?
Death, taxes, and when is Kawhi gonna get injured? Like, I don't wish injuries on him.
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
I don't wish injuries on him whatsoever, but we know that the inevitable is going to happen. Paul George has been injured just as much as Kawhi since he's been in LA. You know what I'm saying? And he had different type of injuries, So we know what's going to happen. I think the thing that pissed me off the most about this is the fact that, of course, when Cannon broke down the compensation, obviously I don't think other teams were calling when it came too hard. You know what I'm saying? So obviously you only had one trade partner, and this is what it is. So of course you had to take what you got. And once we talk about the Sixers, I get my point. Go ahead.
But if you, like, one of your strategies is tell him, look, bro, I'm not trading you. So now you force him to come in and play, be a part of the team, showcase his talents, and then deal him at the trade deadline. And you could have got more for him if you didn't have the suitors that you wanted. You bowed out playing his game. I already got you locked up on contract. So it's like, if you want to play chicken, I got the cards, bro.
And I'm a rebuttal that when we get to the Sixers side. But my thing about his is, if you watched the game last night when the Clippers played the Lakers, all Bob Myers just kept saying is, these teams, they need a playmaker. They need a playmaker. They run a lot of ISO ball. And of course, it has worked. Kawhi cooking, and then Paul George is cooking. But Paul George is clearly taking the back seat to Kawhi. I mean, Kawhi is better than him, but we understand that Paul George is, he's a good.
He's one of them.
Yeah, he's good too. Fair. So now you add Westbrook in the mix. Westbrook's in the mix. He's still trying to fit in. He's still doing his thing. He does fit better with them than he did in his other recent stops.
And I like just go ahead and say it.
And recent stops, because the same thing in Washington, same thing in Houston. The fits they didn't fit. Just being honest. But now you add Harden, and he just said this before we came on air. I felt like I'm not a system player. I am the
system. Yeah.
I felt like I was on the leash in Philly. That's one of the dumbest things I've heard.
That's why I said he pulled out the strap and basically shot them in the back, bro.
Because you are you was the system in Houston. Cool. You the system in Houston. What did that get you? What did that get you? Nothing. Okay, you get in Philly, right? Cool. The system was still letting you cook. Don't get it twisted. You were still being yourself. It's just the fact that you had an MVP on your team. And in this juncture on your team, you are not the same Harden, but you were still playing the same way that you've been playing. It's still a lot of iso ball, dribble, and you being a playmaker, step back threes, doing what you do. But at the end of the day, Embiid was the guy. And actually, Embiid conceded way more than what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, he should have never gave up that much.
With him. So I don't want to hit. So if
Get it out of respect.
So if you sitting here, cool. So if you sitting here talking about you was on the leash and basketball freedom and you want to be free, why the hell do you want to go to the Clippers to be the third option at minimum? That's all I had to say for that.
Because I think he is working closely with Adam Silver, because I think they working in tandem to shut down the player empowerment movement, because everything that he's doing is really trying to go overboard and making these owners they gonna start doing shit to shut this shit down. And we've said this before, like, bro, where has he been outside of OKC where he hasn't forced his way out?
Bro, I don't mean to cut you off. Everybody else don't get traded where they want to get traded, bro.
But that's what I'm saying.
He almost forced his way. You can say pseudo forced his way out of OKC by being horrendous.
You can go. But I'm saying, bro, the player empowerment, when they requested trade, they didn't stop that. He the only one getting. He's the only one, bro.
But that's my point. He's taking this shit overboard and just making it look way worse than what it is.
Because he's the only one willing to act that way. Because certain other people have a respect about themselves. Like you said it earlier in your rant, Hill. The way that Donovan Mitchell carried himself is how a respectable person would carry himself.
An adult
during a contract negotiation period. You know what I'm saying? This is how a toddler will act. So it's like, it is what it is, which is why AJ and I have been baffled time and time again that it keeps happening, because and thank God that I'm not an NBA owner, because I would be the one to have to spank him. He would still be on my team. And he would be pouting on the bench right now because I would instruct the coach to not even give him any minutes.
And stop
you know what I mean? Because I'm ignorant like that. I'm willing to sink with you. I'll put you on the bench. You won't get it. You won't get a minute, bro. But you're gonna suit up, or I'm gonna fine you every time you don't. You're gonna be here all year, and we're gonna be horrible. And every time I see you, I'm gonna say this is your fault.
And by the time your contract up, you're gonna be damn near 40, and you ain't gonna have you can't do nothing.
And guess what? I'ma still own the team. So it's like, but your career gonna be trash. So I mean, but they and he knows this, and this is what he's using against him. They value having a good locker room and a real chance more than having a cancer. So if I really want my way, I just have to become a cancer, bro.
I put his locker in the
hallway. He is committed to it more than anybody we've ever seen, bro. Like when he gained all the weight and put the fat suit on, bro, it's like, nah, bro, you committed to trolling your team. So it's like, hey, we got to get him out of here. And it just so happens that when he acts like that, he's smart now. He calls those other teams that he want to be at. He like, yo, make it play now.
Tampering.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, get them while they discussed it.
I got a question, because I feel like we all can agree that in the pantheon of all-time greats, T.O. is higher on the ranking in football than what Harden is in basketball. But the NFL Hall of Fame is a lot harder to get in. You know, like we always say, the NBA Hall of Fame is free before 11.
Absolutely.
With the way that James Harden's career is going, do you think that he's still going to get in first ballot?
Yeah,
because I believe he is, unfortunately. But I don't think he should. I don't think he should. Anyway,
the NBA criteria is like that. He's played a lot of years. He's been at the top a lot of years. We're still talking about him. That alone is going to get him there, man.
The way that we view it, the way that we view people getting in the Hall of Fame is already different in itself. But we know the fact, like you say, you can. It's free before 11, bro. Like we know you're gonna get in. So it's like it's not even need to give yourself a headache to defend it or defend against it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to your point, people argue against Dwight Howard being in the Hall of Fame.
And he's a no doubt like first ballot. That's the one thing that that has always been mind-boggling to me.
Bro, how he keep making this episode, bro? I just don't know it, man.
That's the last time. That's the last time. Let's go to the.
That's what Dwight said.
Let's go to the Sixers point of view, and I do want to ask y'all a question. Cannon, you already alluded to that they didn't get enough that you in your eyes, so I'm going to ask you this question. But why can't the Sixers be the Nuggets? And when I ask you that, and I want you to think about this, is because Embiid was the MVP.
They can be.
Maxey. Why Maxey can't be? Why Maxey can't be Jamal Murray? You still got Tobias Harris. Why he can't be Aaron Gordon?
Bro,
Nicholas Batum, KCP, Marcus Morris. All these other players. Like, why can't they?
They can be. So when I said you didn't get enough, remember my words were you didn't get enough return on your investment.
Absolutely.
I didn't say that you didn't get enough to make you a contender or to help your team win right now. Because one, he's a cancer. When you ship a cancer, I think you automatically get better if you get nothing back. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like they're a good team. And the way that Maxey just been balling the first few games that I've seen, I'm excited for his career, man. If he can continue playing like that, he got the dog in him, man. It's like he's one of those players that we knew he was good in college. We overlooked him coming into the NBA, but I feel like he found his niche, man. And without Harden, it's like the keys are his. So it's like they could be a Denver Nuggets, but to be a Denver Nuggets is not as easy as it sounds. So it's like they got the pieces and the potential. They got the main piece in Joel. Then they got the potential and the other pieces. So it's like, bro, they can be. Then they got some equity that they can maybe make a move at the trade deadline. So it's like, it's possible. I just felt like for Harden, for what you spent for Harden, even though Ben Simmons wasn't doing nothing at the time, he was a lottery pick. You feel what I'm saying? So you sent the lottery pick. You don't get a lottery pick back. You get a first round pick in 2026 that we don't even know what the hell that pick is going to be. So it's like, I just felt like you could have done better. Like, I'm looking for a 2024 first round pick if I'm shipping Harden, honestly, because I shipped a lottery pick to get him, and it is what it is.
Yeah, but sometimes that ROI just ain't always what it is, and something
just ain't.
And you just try and you try to just recoup something. Sometimes you just try and get something instead of just outright getting nothing. So sometimes I understand that. That's just kind of what it is. It's like, hey, if I can at least get this back, it gives me something to work with instead of like, I ain't get a lottery pick. The lottery pick that I gave up to get him, but I got something, and now I just got to make that shit work. And sometimes, once again, like you said, you're getting rid of a cancer, and I'm not comparing the two at all, so don't even start your bullshit here. But sometimes it's addition by subtraction. Yeah, just like I said, like sometimes you can get rid of somebody, and you put different pieces around. The sum may not seem equal to what you gave up, because someone's, ceiling is a little bit higher, they're a better player, but you might be able to fill in even more cracks. You may be able to, like with that one person, you could fill in a hole, but with this package, you could probably fill in maybe one or two, even though you may still have a couple.
I am offended.
Why?
Don't start your bullshit here.
Yeah, because I'm talking about DeAndre Ayton. So
I know that. I don't understand why would you feel.
Oh, you know why I said that?
Don't play Corey on his DeAndre Ayton. So you ain't gonna hear me bringing him up.
That boy playing trash is all over. But before the game start, we just got this in from our guy cashing in with Curtis. I don't know where Chris at, but Chris probably threw it in. He probably threw it in.
Have these hit? Have any of these hit?
They've been close.
They've been close. They've definitely been close. They've been up there. Like, at least they hit
take the cash and then with Curtis out and say participating.
Getting close with Kurt. Getting close with Kurt.
Getting close with Curtis and Chris.
I'm messing with you, Kurt. You know what we really gotta do, Kurt? You just gotta take one off, bro. That's
This is 7 legs right here.
every parlay, bro. When you
Just
think
take
you
one
made
off.
the perfect parlay,
Mhm.
take one off, bro.
But that's the beauty of what him and Chris is doing, man. They're giving us the foundation to build off
Yeah.
of. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's
Maybe I don't like Deontay
Yeah, facts.
Johnson with 5 receptions. Maybe I want to take it down 4. You know,
No,
it's
that's
like
real talk.
he giving you the foundation. So shouts out to Chris and Curtis.
And I do like the odds. I like putting tickets together with decent odds. If I'm gonna spend my money, like I ain't trying to bet $10 and get 17, bro. Like, come on. I ain't got time for that.
Did y'all know the last person to throw a touchdown pass to Deontay Johnson was Ben Roethlisberger?
Yeah, I seen that stat today, and that was
that is the craziest shit. I was like,
yeah, it's kind of nasty
Kenny.
for somebody.
Boy,
Kenny,
trash.
Mitch, yeah. Well, he got Will Levis over 201.5 yards. Deontay Johnson 5+ receptions. DeAndre Hopkins 3+ receptions. George Pickens 3+ receptions. Will Levis with 1 passing touchdown. Najee Harris 25 rushing yards. Derrick Henry 70+ rushing yards. And Tennessee Titan with the +7.5 spread. You know, that's get it. Like I said, that's cashing in with Curtis right here. I'm pretty sure Chris gonna put his in the group. You know how Chris do, but we in the building. Shouts out to Ross. I expect Ross to be here, man. The Sixers is on right now. The Titans gonna be on at 8, and but our guys in the building.
That's a good night.
Our guys in the
hell
building.
of a Thursday night in Ross household.
Absolutely, but like I said, Curtis in the building. His team is where he's a Steelers fan as well. So I've been waiting for this matchup in the
so
comments.
how he picked.
Hey, yeah.
You got Tennessee +7?
No, because that's just for them not to lose by more than 7.5. So he didn't pick the
pull it back up. I thought he said they was going. Oh, that wasn't a minus.
that's a spread. That's a spread.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm about to say, boy.
So he ain't picking. So he's still a Steelers fan. You know?
Listen, man. I specifically
don't go. We
got against LA last night just so we can get the win, baby. Like, come on.
If that's what you got to do, man.
The Clippers money line because I knew they don't want me to hit. You feel me? And I'm going money line for the Lakers the rest of the year.
AJ owed me $5 one time. I did that for
him. I won against them rest of the year. Money line.
So AJ definitely owed me $5. I think it's against the Rams game money line.
Yeah, it was. Matter of fact, I remember that. I
did a whole Rams ticket. All right, man.
And it worked, bro. That just worked. They don't want you to hit the parlay, so now your team winning. You know what I mean?
We had a trade deadline, and before we go in depth with the trade deadline, we had to go somewhere right quick. Cannon, you know we ruined your day yesterday with some news.
Man.
Go ahead, it's your corner, brother.
Yeah, man. Lost my favorite player on the Washington Commanders defense, man, and Montez Sweat. And it was my favorite player, and particularly because I was not high on drafting him. In fact, I was upset when we drafted him. I just felt like we could have done. There were other moves to be made at the time, but what I will say, he lived up to us making that trade, moving up, and grabbing him. And the guy who told me that he would was AJ. He was like, "I don't know, Kenny. He said you need to pull up the tape, man. You need to look at Montez Sweat." And I think like that's really what y'all need. And he literally called it back then. He said Chase is the big name. He said Sweat is that guy with the motor that's gonna get it done, bro. And he's been that guy, multiple 10 sack seasons, been healthy all the time when Chase was not healthy, and rightfully so. I think the proof was in the pudding is the fact that he went for a second round pick and Chase went for a third.
Yep.
and that right there is a tribute to how our guy AJ is he studies edge rushing in the offseason, that and offensive tackle or offensive line. And he really knew it down, man. And it lived out to be true. And I think that even when Chase was healthy, um, I still think that overall Montez is a better player. I think that Chase has he's a freakish athlete and he can do things that Montez can't. But I think just being a grounded football player and playing your position and making the most impact for your team, I think he's better at that. So I do understand, even though that ruined my day. I understand the new regime saying that a second round pick. We're not winning this year. We're losing games this year anyway. So it's like keeping Montez Sweat to only lose games. You're gonna have to pay him big money. It's like y'all say it all the time. When a new regime comes in, they want their people. So it's like a second round pick along with your second round pick should be early. That's what they're thinking. And so it's like now you get another one. Now with Chase, you get a third, and we should get a compensatory pick. So it's like I could see it, but for me, right, if I'm rebuilding, if I'm rebuilding and I'm looking at the team, Montez Sweat is a person on the team that I want on the team going forward. I just feel like that based off everything that AJ told me prior to us selecting him, and it all coming to fruition. So it's like I think he just the
A
Bears
change is on
Bears
the
got a good guy.
way.
And I ain't mad. Change got to be on the way, but I think the Bears got there's a lot. We have a lot of talent spaced out across this team where you could have traded someone else who is not playing that big of a role on our team. So it's like I just felt like you could have got rid of you could have done some other things. You definitely could have. I think if you didn't advertise both of them, you could have got more for Chase. But you advertised both of them, and people knew that. If you watch film, you know that I'm going Montez Sweat over Chase, and the Bears made a splash.
Um, yeah, I just wanted you to talk about your team because your team was definitely involved and they were being sellers at the time, So they definitely giving you the not the blueprint, but they're letting you know how this season about to play out for the rest of the year. Um, which is a good thing. Now
Yeah,
you can watch right now you can watch the games in peace. Like you
yeah.
know what? If they win, we win. If we don't, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying?
And also, I told y'all after the Sweat trade, I said I
Trade
would I
everybody
would
else.
be upset if Chase is still on this team.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they moved him, I'm like, you know what? Cool. Because I see that y'all are taking the equity route because you want the new regime, and it's probably gonna be new coaches. I'm hoping. Hopefully it'll be Eric B's team going forward, and he will have equity to do what he want to do. So it's like we'll see going forward. But it's like we're at that crossroad. Hill is a person who predicted that crossroad would come. So we're at that part. We haven't got to the Ron firing part yet, but and I don't think that it will happen in the season. I said this off season. So and since all of us were a little bit right about this team this year, because the new regime said that they didn't want to touch coaching this year because they just wanted to watch and see. But I do feel like as soon as the season is over, that that will be Ron's last game as a Washington's coach.
I think we just seen the domino fall. Though. I know we didn't have Josh McDaniels on the docket about him getting fired, but
Mm-hmm.
him getting fired set the tone. You know
Yeah,
how
fact.
it's a copycat league in certain things, certain aspects, and so we seen one get fired. Like, okay, Ron, like we
Yeah.
are, we may be on the way. Matt Eberflus and you know in Chicago, you might want. I know Justin Fields is hurt, but like say we gave you an edge rusher, maybe your defense should play a little bit better. So we'll see coming up when it comes to these other coaches these other coaches feeling their heat on that hot seat. Before we get more in depth on the trade deadline, I wanted to touch about some of these moves that didn't go down, and so we got to stay long on these. Um, the Jets made multiple attempts for Mike Evans and Devontae Adams.
Mm-hmm. Which is smart.
Is it?
I think so because if you can
You going
bring in
for it.
one of those guys and pair it with your young wide receiver core. I think it solidifies it. And you also have a quarterback that no one sold on, but better players, better weapons can only just help a quarterback. So it's like I think if you bring in one of those two guys, you now have a certified core wide receiving core, right? So it's like even if Zach Wilson is not who we think he is, he might be a little bit better with that. So it's like I feel like they tried, but but I think the Raiders wasn't they had that mentality that I had for Harden. They said no, hell no, we're not gonna do it. Period.
And I know we running out of time. We should have. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we should have got to this earlier.
We should have had the Raiders on the docket, but that's an inept franchise, bro. Because look, Hunter Renfrow was on here too, and they was very close to get the deal with the Saints. What you holding on with him for, bro? The boy probably got one catch all year,
all season. Get rid of
so you fired your coach and your GM, and then you didn't pick up the phone for nobody.
Yeah,
my thing is, let me say this. If you know you like, you didn't just decide, like the game, like y'all had already played the games. The trade deadline was after the game. You at least had to know, hey, we probably I think I'm gonna get rid of these dudes. If you're gonna do that and you're thinking about bringing a new regime, at least, hey, let me do what I can. Once again, reset, get cap right, get as much assets as we can. So with anybody that we bring in here, you got all these lottery tickets to work with. If I hire a GM, guess what? I got picks galore. We got some cap space opened up, and you got the freedom to do what you want. Because guess what? If I'm a hire a GM and a coach, y'all gonna probably try and bring in your guy anyway. You're gonna want your quarterback. You're gonna want to do some draft picks. You're gonna want to do all those things and get your system right. Why not have the best possible thing that you can have? Cheap labor with the possibility of high level talent.
So so you got two players on the Raiders that should have been moved or could have been moved. Let's say that, but you didn't answer the phone. Like I said, this is another gripe about this thing. Why are they acting like they only could make deals on Tuesday? Like, you knew when the trade deadline was coming up. Like
I hate that, bro.
Like, stop with the soap opera, bro. Like,
bro, the movie, you seen the movie, bro. It's the
it's
last
a movie.
minute, bro.
It's a movie. They need come on, bro.
Because what I said they got 3 hours or I'm done, bro. And what you say, they're gonna do it.
They're gonna do it. Mm-hmm. So this is my thing about the Falcons, right? The Falcons were in on Montez Sweat prior to the Bears.
I think they were.
They definitely were. They wanted him, but they was only willing to give up a third. Now, Cannon has already said, if you look at the film, the better player is Montez Sweat.
Yeah,
that's not for me to debate. That's cool, and that's your team. I'm leading to your expertise. This is my thing. If you had a third, and I'm on the phone with y'all, and I got a third, I'm willing to give up for Montez Sweat. I can't give up the third for Chase Young, knowing I need a pass rusher.
Yeah, they might not have wanted. Some people didn't want Chase Young, bro. And that's what I'm saying. But even let's just say hypothetically, the Falcons wanted to give up a second for Sweat, right? I think they just missed out because Washington is looking at like, you're in a better position, Atlanta, than the Bears. We want the worst pick. Yeah, the pick from the worst team. You know what I mean? So that it'll be a higher pick in the draft. So I feel like they just lost out once the Bears got involved, because the Bears, the equity in their picks are going to be higher than the equity in the Falcons pick if they decide to offer the same round.
Which is true, and I do understand that.
They basically gave up a first. The Bears did.
So my thing is, okay, and this is no hate. Now we're gonna talk about the actual moves that went down. Chase Young got traded to the 49ers for a third round pick. They had an extra third round pick because it was a comp pick based off their coaches getting head coaching job. Cool. Kudos to them for having the lottery pick to make this move. Yeah. But my thing about Atlanta, you need a pass rusher, and you've been needing a pass rusher since the draft.
Yeah.
Since the draft, and you didn't make that move. So if you were interested, like I said, if you were interested in Montez Sweat, and I'm on the phone with the team that has another player available,
that don't make sense to me.
They should have been. I don't care what they think about Chase. And I get
Yeah,
it.
they should have been in play for him. You're right.
They should have been the team and play instead of letting the team that doesn't need them get them, because you need a pass rusher, Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're still trying to win this division. You still have a chance. Like I say, if the 49ers didn't get Chase Young, we still think the 49ers are the 49ers, even with their 3-game losing streak. You know what I'm saying? Now you can be high on Chase in San Francisco based off, what he's going to do now and his, the single coverage that he wasn't really getting double teamed in Washington anyway. But I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
you're freeing up space for Bosa,
Right.
and you in that environment now. You're not asked to be the man. You're not asked to be the guy, the franchise savior. So of course you can play free and do your thing. And of course, if you want to get paid, once again, we always come back to this. If you want to get paid this offseason, you have to produce.
Yeah,
and he's been producing in Washington statistically, But if I was Atlanta, that's all I'm saying. If I was Atlanta and I was already on the phone with the team that has people available, they should have been the one that made that deal instead of the 49ers. And this is not any hate towards 49ers, because when the 49ers have an issue, they go get a pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
They show it anytime, hey, death taxes, and hey, we're gonna go get a pass rusher. That's what they do. Hey, we losing 3 games. Hey, you know what? Hey, let's go get a pass rusher. They show you what they're gonna do. Who else got traded? Once again, Montez Sweat, he gets traded to the Bears. He said he ain't really want to be there.
Of course. Bro, do you want to go to a team that's? Would you want to go to Carolina Panthers or the Bears right now if you were playing on any other team? You see what I'm saying? So then it's like Chicago. Everybody know about the extra stuff that come with Chicago. One is the windy city, so it's brick as hell. Then it's the young kids there and the violence, bro. So it's like now I'm going to a foreign urban city, so it's like another one. So it's like I would have.
Damn that! It's just cold. It's just cold as hell.
We understand. Appreciate you showing up, my brother. Good luck to the Steelers tonight, y'all.
Good luck. But I just think like.
But why make the move
if you don't veteran? I don't think no veteran wants to get traded on the deadline unless you're one of those veterans like Harden, and this wasn't the deadline for them. Unless you're just disgruntled and want to be gone, or like when Trent Williams got traded, like he wanted to be out of there. But it's like Montez Sweat was not a disgruntled player. I mean, Jonathan, you might have wanted to trade Jonathan Allen. He would have been looking to go. He'd been like, Chicago, here I come. You feel me? But for someone, and I think I follow Montez Sweat. So when they said, I think like a month ago that Washington will be entertaining, they said it. They said it. They said we're entertaining offers on Montez Sweat and Chase. And Montez Sweat, on one of the pages that I follow, just put an emoji, and I was just like, yeah. I mean, it just felt like that was the business side of it. Like if I was on the team and they were openly talking about trading me, it's like, come on, bro.
We had Ezra Cleveland. He went to the Jaguars. The Jaguars definitely need offensive lineman help for a starting caliber offensive lineman to go. I know it's on the last year of his deal, but for him to go for a 6th-round pick to a contending team in the AFC, that was definitely I think the steal of the deadline.
Yeah, for sure.
The Falcons did make a move. They got a DT from the Eagles, to replace Grady Jarrett's injury. Like I said, we alluded to Chase Young going to the 49ers. The rich get richer when it comes to pass rushing. We'll see how that works out. They on the bye week right now. Buffalo Bills get Rasul Douglas. They needed a corner. Jalen Johnson was on the block. He requested a trade, and the GM pulled a cannon and said, "Hey, go back to your locker." But so they made another call and went and got Rasul Douglas.
You suck.
Yeah, that's gonna be a funny practice. But they made a move. They desperately needed a corner since Jabarius White injury definitely hurting their secondary. So out of the moves that was made, like what is your favorite move that that can help out?
I think my
I would
favorite
have
move
said,
was Ezra Cleveland.
yeah,
Just because, like you
absolutely.
said, I think
Right.
bolstering that offensive line is going to help them a lot. And then, Travis Etienne, he's already been, playing pretty well this season. Trevor Lawrence, he's looking good, but just getting, a body in there that is, well above average, I think just can only bolster them. And I think, when you get someone in there that's as experienced as Ezra Cleveland and, with some of the young guys that they got on that line, also, I think it could actually, raise the floor and give them a very high ceiling. And, they were already a dangerous team. So I think that just helps them out.
And if Chase is healthy, then the 49ers got a hell of a steal as well. One thing about CMC is he was injured a lot, prior to getting there, and he's been relatively healthy since he's been there. And the one thing I always said about Washington and Baltimore is I felt like that Washington and Baltimore, I feel like they use the same. They use Bon Secours. I mean, they were using Bon Secours. I don't know if they're still using them now. But I just felt like that was a bad medical and training staff, and the injuries over the years showed it. So it's like, all right, if Chase Young goes over there and he's healthy and he produces, then a lot of the injury-prone players that Washington has had over the last 10 years ain't been their fault. It's the fact that Trent Williams said that they had inadequate medical staff. And I believe him, bro, because Silverback don't lie.
He had a whole tumor and they ain't know.
Come on now.
So,
and another to your point, bro, when LeBron played for the Cleveland Cavaliers, bro, and this is not even the top or Washington, that's if when you look at rich franchise, they're still up there, even with all the losing. So it's like Cleveland, when they had LeBron and he had a tumor in his jaw, a lot of people don't know that. And remember, when he stopped wearing a headband, we seen that scar on the back of his head because he had a surgery and he got the tumor removed out his jaw. Now it was non-cancerous, but it was back in the day. They wasn't playing with it. Like, got his physical, came back. We was like, we don't know what this is. We need to take care of this, bro. And he took care of it, bro. And that was they was like, even if we got to miss time, we got to take care of this because you as a person, this is more important. And Washington basically said, Trent, we ain't worrying about that. And that's when I further knew, man. So it's like, all right, if Chase goes there and he's healthy and he gets back to rookie form Chase, I think that him playing alongside Bosa, that's going to be a hell of a steal for a third round. But that's a big if.
got you. So we got so it's a nasty week for matchups, brother. I mean, just look at this. Daniel Jones, Aiden O'Connell.
This is the new, but when I drafted fantasy, I said we're at a turning point in the league. And I've seen this happen when I was a little boy, when it was Emmitt Smith and the Barry Sanders and all of those people were the guys, and then all of a sudden they weren't. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you turn around and it's like it was a new NFL. We're at that point, and I know that these are not Hall of Fame guys, but these are the names of the future.
No, they won't.
I'm talking about the immediate future. They may not be the long-term future. There may be some superstars coming in drafts coming, but for now, these are the immediate guys of the future, bro. Will Levis, Kenny Pickett, like these jobs solidified, bro.
Not Kenny.
Like, that's Derek Carr. Like he's gonna be there. That's y'all's guy. Like, come on now, you know he real. Mac Jones need to be benched. I ain't gonna lie. But Sam Howell probably will be the quarterback this year for the rest of this year and next year. Clayton Tune, PJ Walker, Heineke should be the starter in Atlanta. Like, because Desmond Ridder ain't it. Like, who is it gonna be? Desmond Ridder or Taylor Heineke? Like, what other names we got? These are the names, bro. It's a new league, man. It's a new day. Enjoy it, man. And watch one of these people be first ballot Hall of Famers, bro. You heard it here first.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come back to this tape.
There's a first ballot. It might be Will Levis, man.
The way he played game one. AJ, you gotta go. tonight, y'all know we got the Titans and the Steelers. You know that's the Ross versus Curtis Bowl. You know, right there. Who y'all got, man? Let me pull my picks up.
I actually picked the Titans for this one, man.
I think I did the same thing.
Nah.
I ain't catching
Will
up.
Levis, man. That's what I'm saying.
I ain't catching up to nothing. It don't matter what I do. Y'all gonna have to miss a week for me to catch up. So it is what it is. I'm just picking.
Yeah, let me pull out my.
So now I gotta
picks to make
y'all about
sure.
to make me change my. Oh, it's damn. They already playing.
Yeah,
So
it's live.
I can't even change it. So
So
yeah,
we're all on the Titans.
well, you know what that means.
Yeah, Steelers on the way.
No,
Oh no, I picked the
Steelers
Steelers. I
You picked
lied,
the Steelers?
y'all.
Yeah,
And it's locked. I
There you
picked the
go.
Steelers, but I probably just didn't. But Will Levis, I think I betted the Titans and I picked the Steelers.
Okay. So we got the Germany game Sunday, 9:30 a.m.
Lord, that's gonna
this
mess
game
me
ain't
up on fantasy. But
Yeah,
you
I
know
ain't got
I'm going Dolphins, man. I feel
Going
like
Dolphins?
Tyreek Hill gonna be Tyreek Hill no matter what continent he playing on. And bro, the Pats are 6-2, but they've been getting a lot of BS calls. It's like the league is like, I see what they mean by the script now. The refs got the script to try to make them win. And if they can, they will. It's like y'all seen the one clip with the one ref. I forget what game it was, but literally moving the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These refs got parlays now. Like maybe not back in the day when you had to actually go to Vegas to put in your ticket
or
or
get your bookie.
you had to have a bookie. But now these people are making bets, bro. And if they like, bro, I could get this is third down and I can make sure you don't get it. I feel like it's happening, bro. But I feel like Miami the better team. I'm going Miami, man.
You got Miami the better team as the Chiefs? Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
I got the
man.
Chiefs. I got the Chiefs bounce back victory from them losing. The offensive line from the Dolphins is definitely their weakest link, and Chris Jones is about to have a field day. And then gonna get a Brock verse after.
Let it fly, man.
Yeah, I'm going with Miami on this one because I actually think, with Tyreek getting his revenge game, man, I think that they'll be able to, score more points, and that's the thing that I think is going to be an issue for the Chiefs. I think the Dolphins are going to be able to score more points. Hill's internet cut off.
Yeah, he made it a long. That's a record for how long he made it before.
He just said his internet was gonna go out. He could feel it. But next up we got the Atlanta Falcons versus the Minnesota Vikings. Who you got?
I think I took the Falcons though because Kirk Cousins got hurt.
Yeah, I took the Falcons too because they traded for Josh Dobbs at the trade deadline, and I'm not a believer. He'll gonna have to get in the promo with the pose, but with Josh Dobbs as a trade deadline acquisition, I don't know what they're gonna do at quarterback.
So next up, back now.
They said they're gonna start Clayton Tune this week though.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, so but I think it's smart for Kyler not to come against. Because next game we about to go to is the Cleveland Browns versus the Arizona Cardinals. You don't want to throw Kyler versus Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith first game.
Right now.
Who you got in that game?
I got Cleveland Browns.
Oh yeah, same.
I ain't sold on Clayton Tune.
Yeah, he's singing off key. All right, we got the Los Angeles Rams versus the Green Bay Packers.
As much as it pains me, man, I got the Rams.
Yeah, man, I got the Rams too. I'm just not sold on Jordan Love like I thought.
I was, but I'm not.
I'm not now.
Yeah.
Jordan Love got me looking like a fool out here in these streets.
Who you got, the Rams or the Packers?
But I got the Packers, man.
Ooh, okay.
All right, and who you had going back here? Who you had? Cardinals and the Browns.
Cardinals. I had the Browns.
And who you had? Minnesota Falcons.
Falcons.
Okay. All right. You caught up.
All right. Next up, we have the New England Patriots hosting the Washington Commanders.
I got the Patriots.
And I thought about taking the Patriots, but bro, I don't have any faith in Mac Jones, bro. Like I still think the defense even without those two, can put pressure on Mac Jones, bro. Mac Jones ain't been doing nothing, and he just lost his number one receiver. So it's like, who you gonna throw to, bro? But hey, I'm going back. I'm going back. New England. Come on now.
Yeah, I got the Commanders too, man. I just need to see more. So,
Mike Jones awful. He won. He need it's up. The jig is up with him for me.
I feel you. I can't vouch for Mac. I can't vouch.
Yeah, I got the Saints versus the Bears. I think this is an easy one for all of us.
Yeah, I got the Saints.
Right.
I got the Saints as well, man.
Yeah,
I think it if they lose this one, another coach might get fired.
Feel fair?
Man,
Start that trickle down effect.
Start it off. We got this actually is a good matchup of these quarterback battles that we got going. You got Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks versus the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, and I'm going Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens on that one. But that is actually I'm looking forward to that game. I might watch that instead of the Washington Patriots, man.
This is my thing, and like I get it. Why is this game at 1:00? Like I know we got the Eagles and the Cowboys at 4. I know we got the Bills and the Bengals at prime time.
This should not be a 1:00 game. This could have been a Thursday night game.
This should be the Monday night game.
Something.
Yes.
A prime. It should definitely be prime time.
Do you see that Monday night game? Well, no. When they made the schedule, they thought Aaron Rodgers would be there and all of that stuff.
But the Raiders, I said the Raiders were never going to be good though.
No, you know what they should have did? They should have put this game in Belgium. This should have been that 9:30 in the morning game.
Absolutely.
And this
they should do that. They should
that overseas game should have been the Monday Night Football game.
They should hire AJ, man. Hire us, please. Come on, man. We could have just made an extra $1.8 million, 2.5 real easy just by that. Come on,
quick flip. No DJ Envy.
Oh man,
we got this actually might end up being a better game than we expected. The Houston Texans and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's actually a good. I like that game, but I'm going to Buccaneers. But I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm going Texas, Houston. They home. The Bucks ain't been playing like themselves. They ain't been playing like they started off. Let me say that. Right. Baker got a little knee injury.
Knee.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Texans.
Yeah, I'm going with the Texans too. I think DeMeco Ryans, he got them boys playing hard, man, and I think CJ Stroud gonna have a bounce back after that, kind of down game after goddamn.
Ever y'all both go against Cannon, I normally win that. One.
Yeah, you're right.
I ain't gonna change my pick. I'm not gonna change my pick.
I ain't like I said, I ain't catching up. I'm just going with my heart at this point, So let's go.
Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts versus the Carolina Panthers.
I'm going Colts all the way.
Yeah, I'm going to Colts.
I got the Panthers. Stay at home, man.
That's why you struggling down there, bro.
I feel you.
Remember last week you told me, hey, the Panthers play better at home. They won
at home. And they won.
They won ugly though.
Bro, it's like that it's like they had to win a game at some point, bro.
And hey, okay.
Yeah.
Now it's back to now.
Get you another one.
Back to the ghetto. You go.
Hey, we still talking about the Colts now. Like ain't like the Colts juggernaut. Like,
well, compared to the Panthers, they might be.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about another one of these 4:00 games. The real ugly game. You got the Raiders versus the Giants.
Daniel Jones and the New York Football Giants. I gotta roll with Danny, man. Danny Dimes. Because Jimmy Garoppolo, bro, he lost me big money last week. All I needed was Devontae Adams to score a touchdown. One touchdown, bro. And he had him wide open multiple times and couldn't dial it up, bro. You said 3 Hill?
No, he said two.
Oh, two. Yeah, I was about to say, I know he had 2 for sure, but if you're saying 3, then that's even worse. But 2 for sure, and you could have just got 1. Like, come on. even if he don't score, like if you throw a bad ball and he gotta wait for it and just get tackled, like just a big play, something, bro. It's like I see why San Fran wanted you out. They went with a completely unknown person that we didn't know nothing about to get you out of there, man. And it paid off for them. That's how bad you stinking up the joint, bro.
Sad, poor Jimmy G. Who you got, AJ?
The Giants, man.
See,
Like normally I would have went with like, oh, they just fired their coach. You know,
Yeah.
they get a spark and stuff like that.
he can't
But
throw.
nah, bro, it's just this team. I don't know. Like they don't have no Rich Bisaccia. They don't got. I don't feel like that. But go ahead, he'll go ahead and pick the Raiders. I see it in your face.
I am.
Poor Hill, man.
Listen, we got the Black Jeff Saturday situation happening right in front of our eyes. Bro.
They lost to Jeff. They the team that lost to Jeff Saturday, though.
Exactly. So now
it's
time.
Lose these pick'ems, man.
Now it's time. You got, bro. He already told you he a Raider at heart. He been listening to NWA. Like I said, he a player. This is gonna be the time they gonna show out. And listen, have you talked to a Giants fan recently? They are sick of Daniel Jones.
Yeah, they are. They are sick of Daniel Jones.
And then, like I said, the way he played, ain't like he about to come up here and
have you talked to a Raiders fan?
Right.
No.
Exactly. Because they are on suicide watch.
That's the problem.
There's no need to talk to them. They say, look, they are misery. I know misery love company, so I'm staying away from them.
You ain't even gotta worry about them affecting y'all, man. Two different stratospheres. This the game of the week right here, ain't it?
Yeah.
The Cowboys versus the Eagles. Cowboys versus the Eagles. Who you got, Ken?
Dang, man. I picked the Eagles.
We know. Keep your household happy.
Nothing to do with it, man. The Eagles struggle with NFC East teams, so it's like I could potentially change this pick. It depends on how I'm feeling game day, but I took the Eagles because I feel like I can trust Hurts more than I can trust Dak. Let me just keep it 100.
Yeah, I think I need to see the Cowboys plan for AJ Brown because if he continues on this heater, it's gonna be really tough. It's gonna be a long ass day, and so this is where Mike McCarthy got to prove something to me. So he's got to prove to me that he can have a game plan that's gonna be like, all right, look, I know how to play when it's tight. I know how to play, if we're trying to play catch up. Not just with the lead. So right now, I'm gonna go with the Eagles just because I need to say, I need to see the game plan that they put in place.
Absolutely, everything both of what y'all said was 100% true. Like you say, you can trust. Hurts have shown more recently that he can be trusted more than that. All right, we sorry you lost, Miss King. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, Hurts has shown that he can be trusted more recently than Dak. Like you say, McCarthy got to show that he can have a game plan that can attack a defense or a winning team, a contending team. Like you say, everything. You got blown out by your measuring stick when it came to the 49ers. Here's another measuring stick game. Are you going to show up? Like you say, you can blow out everybody else. You can beat everybody else. But when it comes to these contending teams, can you show up? So I get it. I'm going with my boys.
Of course. Hell yeah. But you know what? When I lose Hill, I just hope that y'all don't pull a San Fran.
That's all I'm saying.
If y'all lose, I just hope y'all show up. I just want to see some good football on Sunday.
That's all we want to see is competitive game, competitive game. My pop's coming up. Like
said, oh yeah, I like that.
So it's like, yeah. So we just want to see a competitive game, win, lose, or draw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going with my boys.
Yes, sir. This another this a good Sunday night football game though.
Yeah, it is. It is. We got the Bills and the Bengals. The Josh Allen injury, kind of got the Bills looking a little
suspect.
They still won, but they still been inconsistent. But I mean, I know a team that definitely got their number. It's the Bengals. So I'm definitely going with the Bengals.
Yeah.
Win that game.
Joe Shiesty he done worked through his little kinks. AJ told him last week that you're no longer injured. I don't care. It's no longer an excuse. And
he gonna bring the bus out. He gonna bring the bus
bring
out.
the bus out.
Right.
Hey,
So, hey man, when Joe Shiesty is clicking, man, the Bengals are dangerous. Defense is playing pretty solid too. So hey, I'm going. And the Bills been scaring me. Like they've been winning, but sometimes they've been winning by the hair on their chinny chin chin. But it ain't been pretty with it. So it's like they scare me. But Josh Allen is my fantasy quarterback. So I hope that he can throw it around the field on y'all. Like just don't. I mean, just don't win the game. I'm rooting for y'all, but we'll see.
So in the offseason, the Bills were saying, had it not been snowing in that playoff game in Buffalo, they would have beat us.
That's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse, but that's what they were saying. Tyler Boyd just came out. It literally just popped up while we were recording. Tyler Boyd said, "Hey, they said that if they would have, if it would not have been bad weather, they would have beat us." So
it's good weather this weekend, right?
So now is your opportunity. It's finna be clear. So prove it. But at the end of the day, you know who I'm riding with. Because once again, like I said, we in college mode. Ain't no time for no losses. Come out here, play your game, start fast. And don't let up off the gas. Put up these points and
back it up
and show something. So you know who I'm riding with. All right, Monday night.
Yeah,
we got the Jets.
TJ Watt just did Will Levis dirty.
For real. I'm gonna have to rewind it.
Had a welcome to the NFL.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
I get the logic, like you said, AJ, when they thought they was having an Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert type of matchup when it came to the schedule making. So I do get it. So it's not as bad. It's not as bad as we thought. So I'm not mad at that.
Preseason that definitely made sense.
So I'm going with the Chargers though.
They are, bro. The world is lucky that Aaron Rodgers got hurt because I believe the Jets will have the same record if he was healthy, man.
I definitely believe that too.
Yeah, and even if it wasn't necessarily the same record, I don't think the team would look as great. Because, like we all said, that team still has flaws. Like I said, you know, that offensive line, it's shown that's been a problem. They have not been protecting well, and even with the run game, like Breece Hall broke off.
Would have been dealing with this line still. At this old age, that the injury was inevitable with his history over the last 5 years and this offensive line. That's 1 + 1 = 2.
So you know, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm going with the Charge with this one. Hey, but this could be another opportunity to fire a coach if they lose. To be quite honest, Brandon Staley. Don't lose this game on Monday Night Football, because what you don't want to do is put out a bad performance on national television.
It definitely seemed like that's the black cat right there in there, the Monday Night Football with Troy talking bad about you.
Once Troy gets talking bad, bro,
that lets you further know it's like Troy try to keep it nice with everybody. Hey,
he try to like everybody, man.
Yeah, but with Troy fed up, it's time for somebody to go.
You real bad. But now I'm going to Jets, man. I just feel like Rob, it took a tough one last week, man. I feel like the refs had it out for him. I feel like, hey, man, you can't keep doing. You can't have parlays against them consecutive weeks and get away with it. So I feel like Herbert don't always get over the hump, man. I can't trust him. I'm going with. I think that the Jets are a better team than the Chargers. I think Herbert is the better quarterback, but I think the Jets are the better team.
Okay.
I feel you. So we got some things to talk about Sunday, man. And when I hit y'all up and be like, yeah, the Panthers did this. Okay. I can't wait, man.
I ain't gonna be mad if they do it.
Yeah. So we're gonna be good. This is episode 220. I want to appreciate everybody that showed up on the live. I want to appreciate everybody that's gonna watch us on the playback. YouTube don't die. I'm saying you got
YouTube program, Negro.
Yeah. Like I said, you can catch us on all major podcast platforms, 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _. Email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm Hill. That's Cannon. That's AJ. Y'all the fours. And we are.
Yes.